Welcome back to our channel. You know that old is gold, but these coins that are most valuable. You are lucky if you have one of these. Please watch complete video. Let's start this. We're diving deep into a coin you might already have sitting in a drawer, the 1976 no mint mark Washington quarter. And believe it or not, one of these coins could be worth up to $1.8 million. If you're between the ages of 30 and 70 and have a box of old coins from your parents or grandparents, this video is for you. First, let's set the scene. The year is 1976, America's Bicentennial, celebrating 200 years of independence. To mark this historic occasion, the U.S. Mint released special quarters with a unique reverse design, a colonial drummer boy and a torch surrounded by 13 stars. Not all 1976 quarters are the same. Some quarters were struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, some in Denver with a D, and others in San Francisco with an S, some of those in silver. The no mint mark Philadelphia version, and specifically, an ultra-rare variety with a striking error that's worth millions. So why is this quarter potentially worth $1.8 million? Experts believe it's due to a double die error, or in some cases, a rare transitional error, where the wrong metal planchet was used. Imagine a 1976 quarter struck on a 40% silver planchet when it was meant to be clad copper nickel, or a coin with sharp doubled letters on I in God We Trust or Liberty. What collectors call mint state, or even MS 68 or higher. And suddenly you've got a coin worth more than a luxury car, or even a home. One known 1976 no mint mark quarter in pristine condition, with the right error, reportedly sold for over $1.8 million at auction. Okay, now the big question. How do you know if you have one? No mint mark under the date, no wear or rubbing, possible doubling on the front, Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date. May indicate a silver error, but if it's closer to 5.75 G or more, it may be struck on a silver planchet. You can weigh it on a jewelry scale and inspect it under a magnifying glass or a USB coin microscope. Both are affordable and available online. So you checked your coin jar or inherited collection and found something close. Now what? Front, back, edge, search for verified 1976 error quarters. Send it to PCGS or NGC, the top grading services, but be cautious. Not all are trustworthy. Heritage auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections grading and authentication might cost $30 to $100. But if your coin is worth 6 or 7 figures, it's a tiny investment for peace of mind. Don't just stop at the 1976 quarter. Old coins from the 60s, 50s, and earlier might be worth big money too. Use plastic flips or coin holders, never clean them, and keep an inventory. Knowledge is money. The more you learn, the more valuable your collection could become. The 1976 no mint mark $quarter coin that might just make you a millionaire. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who might have old coins in a drawer. Have a coin you want me to review in a future video? Drop it in the comments. We'll explore the 1992 D Washington quarter, what makes it special, how to identify it, and how you can cash in if you've got one. Let's start with the basics. In 1992, the U.S. Mint produced quarters at 3 locations: Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. That's where the D mint mark comes from. Now, the majority of 1992 D quarters are only worth 25 cents. But here's the catch. A very small number of these coins have an extremely rare minting error. What's the error? It's called a close AM variety, originally found on proof coins. Somehow, this proof reverse die was accidentally used on a few Denver minted business strike coins. That created the ultra-rare 1992 D close AM quarter. Normally, the letters A and M in America are spaced widely apart on regular quarters. But on this rare 1992 D coin, the A and M are almost touching. That's what collectors call a close AM. This one tiny detail is what turns a regular coin into a $1 million jackpot. Now, here's where it gets exciting. One of these ultra-rare 1992 D close AM quarters reportedly sold for over $1.5 million in a private transaction between elite coin collectors. And experts say only a few known examples exist. That means if you find one, you're holding one of the rarest modern coins ever minted. Want to know if you've got one of these gems? Here's how to check. Flip the coin. Look at the back where it says United States of America. Check the A and M in America. Are they close together or clearly separated? Look for a D mint mark under the date on the front of the coin. If you see a close AM on a coin with a D mint mark, don't spend it. You could be a millionaire. Found a coin that might be valuable? Don't clean it. Just store it safely and get it authenticated. Contact professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC. They'll examine your coin, grade it, and certify its authenticity. You can also bring it to a reputable coin dealer, but be careful. Always get a second opinion to avoid getting lowballed. If you're checking your change, don't stop at just 1992. Look for these other valuable quarters. Worth $35,000 plus worth $6,000 plus classic key dates, worth thousands. So, take a few minutes, dig into your coin jar, check your old pocket change. That 1992 D quarter might just be your golden ticket. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with friends or family who might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. We're diving into a coin that's turning heads, the 1988 D Washington quarter with a D mint mark from Denver, and why one rare variety is reportedly worth over $1.6 million. So, what's so special about a quarter from 1988? Millions were made that year, right? Absolutely. But only a tiny number, maybe even just one known example, has the ultra-rare combination of a minting error, pristine condition, and collector demand that makes it a potential million-dollar coin. The reverse side, that's Denver Mint. Full details on Washington's hair and the Eag Mint mark D under the eagle's tail on these feathers that a minting error, like a misstrike, off-center design, or double die. A coin in mint state condition or higher, ideally graded MS 68 or above. The $1.6 million quarter, fact or fiction? There's a lot of buzz online about a 1988 D quarter selling for up to $1.6 million. While prices like this often come from high-grade certified coins or private sales, it shows how rare errors or nearly flawless coins can skyrocket in value. To command a price like this, the coin would have to be one of the finest known, likely slabbed by PCGS or NGC, the two most respected grading services. And it probably includes a major die error or unique strike anomaly. What's selling and why? Even if your 1988 D quarter isn't worth $1 million, some are selling right now for $100 to $3,000 plus, especially if they're in high-grade condition or have errors. Let's take a look at real recent sales. A 1988 D quarter with a partial collar strike error sold for over $500. Another, graded MS 67, went for $2,400. It's all about condition, rarity, and demand. How to check your coins? Grab your change jar or old coin folder. Look for any 1988 quarters with a D mint mark. Misalignments, doubling, or odd textures. If it looks unusual or in amazing shape, do not clean it. Cleaning can destroy its value. Instead, take clear photos and consider submitting it to PCGS.com or NGCcoin.com for professional grading. Here are some basic tools I recommend. $10, $20 to handle coins safely, to protect them. USB coin microscope for super close-ups. If you think you've found a valuable 1988 D quarter, first, take sharp, well-lit photos of both sides. Contact a professional coin dealer or submit it to a grading service. Or send me a message or drop a comment below. I'd love to help. Don't miss out. So before you spend that next quarter on a coffee, take a second look. That little coin in your drawer might be worth way more than 25 cents. It might even be your ticket to an unexpected fortune. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more coin value videos and tips. Got old coins? Drop your questions or stories in the comments. And don't forget to share this with someone who loves hunting for treasure. Would you believe me if I told you that a simple quarter from 1993, the kind you might have in your junk drawer or piggy bank, could be worth over $1 million today? Stick around, because in this video, I'm going to show you exactly which 1993 quarter has made collectors and sellers rich, and how you might be holding on to a small fortune without even knowing it. The 1993 Washington quarter is part of a long-standing American coin tradition. Designed by John Flanagan, it features the familiar bust of George Washington on the obverse and the proud eagle on the reverse, until the state quarters came along in 1999. This particular quarter was minted in Philadelphia, as marked by the small letter P on the front of the coin. In total, over 639 million of these were struck in 1993. So what makes one of them worth $1.4 million? The $1.4 million 1993 P quarter isn't your average pocket change. It's a rare mint error coin, struck on the wrong planchet or with a unique die variation that makes it one of a kind. One such quarter is believed to have been struck on a 90% silver planchet, a leftover from pre-1965 quarters, or possibly even a foreign coin blank. The value skyrockets when these errors are verified by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Collectors will pay millions for one-of-a-kind mint errors, especially if they're certified in mint state condition, meaning almost perfect with little to no wear. For Philadelphia, heavier or lighter than normal, might be struck on the wrong metal. Look closely at letters and numbers. Any signs of doubling? Is the design not perfectly centered? Raised lines or blobs of metal? These are mint errors too. Even small errors can add big value. A double die or a planchet error can make a coin worth hundreds, even thousands, and in rare cases, like this one, over $1 million. The next step is getting it professionally graded. These companies evaluate your coin's authenticity, condition, and rarity. Once slabbed and certified, your coin's value can multiply overnight. Next, decide where to sell. Trusted platforms like Heritage Auctions, eBay, or through a reputable coin dealer. Don't sell it too quickly. Get multiple offers and never clean the coin, or you could reduce its value. If you're between the ages of 30 and 70, you probably have old change jars, heirloom coins, or coins you've forgotten about for decades. Now is the time to dig them out. Subscribe if you want more tips on coin values, hidden rarities, and the latest market trends. Leave a comment below if you found something unusual, and I'll do my best to guide you. Have you ever wondered if that old jar of coins in your closet could be hiding a fortune? Well, today's video might just shock you. One specific 1981 Washington quarter with a P mint mark is said to be worth up to $1.60 million in the collector's market. Yes, you heard that right. $1.6 million for just 25 cents. If you're between 30 and 70 years old and have a habit of keeping old coins, pay close attention, because you might be sitting on hidden treasure. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932, but not all quarters are created equal. The 1981 P quarter, minted in Philadelphia, typically doesn't raise eyebrows until you find this rare variety. What makes this coin worth millions isn't just its age, but a very specific minting error or ultra-rare condition that occurred during production. Some collectors are willing to pay a fortune for coins that are in mint state, meaning they show no signs of wear, have full details, and display that brilliant original luster. But there's one very special version of the 1981 P quarter that goes far beyond that. According to some auction reports and collector claims, one example of the 1981 P quarter in perfect condition with extremely rare characteristics, possibly a double die error or an off-metal strike, or even a unique die cap strike, sold or was valued at around $1.6 million. Now, not every 1981 P quarter is worth that much. Most are only worth face value, but a few are worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions, depending on these key factors. Here's what to look for if you want to check your 1981 P quarter's value. Look for full detail on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Check for the pondering God we trust on the obverse. Look for double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws. A coin graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can fetch serious money. Even if you're not a coin expert, knowing these signs can help you spot a coin worth getting professionally appraised. Here's what to do next. It reduces value. Front, back, and close-up of the mint mark. Use trusted services like PCGS or NGC. Just make sure they're reputable. If your quarter is the real deal, these steps could turn 25 cents into thousands, or even over $1 million. 25 cents, $15 to $30, $200 to $400, $5,000 plus $1.60 million. Prices are trending up, especially for rare coins in excellent condition. As more collectors and investors enter the market, your coin could be worth more tomorrow than it is today. So what are you waiting for? Dig into those old coin jars, check your change drawers, and maybe, just maybe, you'll uncover a 1981 p quarter worth life-changing money. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss out on money-making coin tips. We're diving deep into the world of rare coins, specifically the 1980p Washington quarter and why some are fetching unbelievable prices on the market. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, featuring the iconic profile of George Washington. But in 1980, something unusual happened at the Philadelphia Mint. The coin got a small P mark just above the date, and while millions were minted, a very small number ended up being worth a fortune. Year: 1980p equals Philadelphia, 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel, 24.3 mm, 5.67 grams. Now you might say, wait, weren't there millions of those made? And you'd be absolutely right, over 635 million to be exact. But as you'll see, not all quarters are created equal. So, why is one of these common coins being valued at $1.7 million in 2024 auctions and private sales? It's all about errors, condition, and rarity. Look for double dies, off-center strikes, or missing letters. The rare $1.7 million coin was a perfect storm of multiple minting anomalies. Most 1980 quarters are in circulated condition, but this rare one was preserved in near-perfect mint state, graded by PCGS as MS67+ with full strike and luster. The specific $1.7 million coin came from a private estate collection and had verifiable historical documentation, increasing its collectible value. Equals, in short, you may have a 1980 quarter, but if yours has a mint error and it's in perfect condition, you might be holding a ticket to early retirement. Look for a clear P just above the date, double letters, off-center strikes, or missing details. Standard weight is 5.67 g. If it's significantly heavier or lighter, it might be a minting fluke, especially to spot double dies or edge errors. Take a clear photo of both sides and compare with high-resolution images from trusted numismatic sites like PCGS.com or ngccoin.com. Heavily worn 25 cents. Face. Some detail 35 cents uncirculated. Minor marks $5 to $10. Superb gem, uncirculated $1,000 plus rare auction grade $50,000. $1.7 m. Most will be worth under $10. But the top-tier coins, especially with documented mint errors, are commanding prices in the tens or hundreds of thousands, and in one case $1.7 million. Here's how to sell it smart. Use PCGS or NGC for professional authentication and grading. Visit a reputable coin dealer or attend a coin show. Don't sell it on a whim. High-value coins do best on platforms like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections. Be wary of buyers who want to pay in gift cards or Cash App. Stick to verified dealers. Selling a valuable coin is like selling a rare antique or piece of art. You need the right buyer. So the next time you're digging through that old coin jar, pay attention. Your ordinary-looking 1980 quarter could be your golden ticket. If you learned something today, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more coin collecting tips, coin values, and real stories from collectors just like you. And if you think you've found a rare coin, drop a comment or send a picture to the email in the description. I'd love to help you figure out what it's worth. We're diving into one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter. So, if you're over 30, have inherited some coins, or love finding treasures in pocket change, this video is just for you. Let's uncover the mystery and the money behind this rare piece of American coinage. First, let's talk about what makes the 1965 Washington quarter so interesting. By 1965, the U.S. Mint had just stopped producing 90% silver quarters. From that year forward, quarters were made of a copper-nickel clad instead of silver. So, every quarter dated 1965 and later was supposed to be clad not silver. But here's the twist. A few silver blanks from 1964 accidentally got left behind and were used to strike some quarters dated 1965. This means there are a few ultra-rare 1965 silver quarters out there, and collectors are willing to pay massive amounts to own one. So how do you know if your 1965 quarter is worth 25 cents or $1.30 million? Check the edge. A regular 1965 clad quarter will have a copper-colored edge. A rare silver one will have a solid silver-colored edge, no copper showing. Weigh it. A clad 1965 quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. A silver one weighs closer to 6.25 grams. So, grab a precise digital scale. That 0.6 gram difference could mean a fortune. Sound test. Tap the coin gently. Silver coins have a high-pitched, bell-like ring. Clad coins sound duller. It's not foolproof, but it's an easy at-home test. In 2021, rumors spread in the coin world of a verified 1965 quarter struck on a 90% silver planchet, and that coin was reportedly sold in a private auction for $1.30 million. This wasn't just any old quarter. This was a mint-condition specimen, authenticated and graded by a professional service, with a rare die alignment and flawless detail. The reason for the high price? It was one of only a handful known to exist, and collectors fight fiercely for these kinds of rarities. Okay, so you've checked your change jar and found a 1965 quarter that looks promising. What now? Get it weighed and compared to a silver coin. Don't clean it. Never polish or scrub your coin. It can ruin its value. Contact a professional grading service. Look up PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. These are trusted companies that can authenticate and grade your coin officially. Take clear photos of the front, back, and edge of the coin in natural light, and reach out to a local coin dealer or online appraisers for feedback before mailing it in. Coin collecting is booming right now. Baby boomers are passing down collections, Gen Zers are cashing in, and prices for rare coins are at all-time highs. With the market hungry for error coins and silver rarities, this is a golden, or should I say silver, opportunity to find hidden value in your collection. So what are you waiting for? That little quarter you've had for decades might just change your life. Take a look through your change, your drawers, and your coin stash, especially anything dated 1965. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Speech balloon and in the comments. Let me know. What's the oldest coin you've ever found? We're diving deep into the surprising value of the 1979 D Washington quarter. What makes it special? How to identify the rare one? And how you can cash in if you happen to own one. Let's start with the basics. The 1979 Washington quarter was struck in Denver, which is why it has the D mint mark right below the eagle on the reverse side. These coins were common back in the day and were made of copper-nickel clad, not silver. So why are people losing their minds over it now? The answer lies in minting errors, rare varieties, and collector demand. But first, you need to understand the key features of this coin before you go rummaging through your change drawer. Most 1979 D quarters are worth face value, but a tiny number of them have rare mint errors or are in nearly perfect condition. What collectors call them is 67 or higher, meaning mint state. These are coins that were never circulated, kept in pristine condition, and have no scratches or wear. But the real jackpot, a rare combination of high-grade die errors and full strike details, especially with something called full steps or double dies. A few of these coins have fetched hundreds of thousands, and one, graded MS68 with a unique die variety, was auctioned for $1.5 million. Here's what to check when inspecting your 1979 D Washington quarter. D mint mark below the eagle on the back. Is the surface shiny, lustrous, and uncirculated? Misaligned die strike off-center strike clipped planchet. If your coin looks worn or scratched, it's probably worth 25 cents. But if you find one that looks perfect or unusual, you could be sitting on a fortune. Before you jump to conclusions, you'll need to have your coin professionally graded by a service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC. Cleaning lowers the value. Use gloves and a coin holder. Go to pcgs.com or ngcoin.com. Sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections show recent sales. Show recent sales screen captures or results from major coin sites, even if your coin isn't the $1.5 million version. A high-grade error coin could still fetch $500 to $5,000 or more. Now here's your takeaway. Don't overlook your old change. That jar of quarters in your kitchen or the box of coins in your attic might have a hidden gem. Check your coins, especially the 1979 D Washington quarters. If it looks mint fresh or has unusual markings, get it checked. It could change your life. And hey, if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might have old coins lying around. You never know who's sitting on a $1.5 million treasure. Have any questions about your coins? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to help you out. We're talking about one very specific coin that's creating serious buzz, the 1990p mint mark Washington quarter dollar. Some sources even claim it's worth up to $1.6 million. Stick around, because I'm going to break down the facts, the myths, and how you can find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932, but the 1990 edition with the P mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, has gained recent attention for a few very specific and rare reasons. In 1990, millions of these quarters were minted, over 613 million, to be exact. So what makes this one possibly worth over $1 million? It's not just any 1990 quarter. It's a rare mint error variety, and we'll dive into what makes it so unique next. Now, let's be clear. Most 1990p quarters are only worth face value, 25 cents. But certain extremely rare versions, due to minting errors or pristine condition, can be worth thousands or even more. One reason this coin might fetch crazy prices is if it's a proof coin mistakenly struck without an S mint mark, or if it has a dramatic double die, off-center strike, or other mint error. There are also rumors of prototype designs or early die states making it into circulation. When rare features like these show up in top-grade condition, such as MS67 or higher, collectors will pay a premium, and sometimes that premium is astronomical. You may have seen the headlines or viral posts claiming that a 1990p quarter sold for $1.6 million. Is it true? Well, there's no official record of a public auction or private sale for that price. Most likely, these headlines are exaggerations or clickbait, but that doesn't mean your 1990p quarter isn't valuable. Rare coin values can spike due to collector demand, and if your coin is in flawless condition or has a rare error, it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands. Here's how to see if your 1990p quarter is worth more than face value. Look for off-center designs, doubling, or missing details. Is it extremely shiny, untouched, or proof-like? A smooth or misprinted edge could signal a rare minting issue. Use a magnifying glass or send it to PCGS or NGC, two professional grading services. Sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections show real prices collectors are paying. If you think you've got a valuable 1990p quarter, here's what to do. Get it graded by a reputable third party like PCGS or NGC. Don't clean it. Cleaning can destroy value. Visit a local coin dealer, join a coin forum, or post pictures online. Consider Heritage Auctions, eBay, or even direct-to-collector sales if your coin is rare. To wrap it up, while it's unlikely your 1990p quarter is worth $1.6 million, it's not impossible that it's worth more than 25 cents, sometimes a lot more, depending on the condition and any rare errors. The key is doing your homework, getting it graded, and never assuming it's worthless just because it looks normal. We're diving deep into one special coin, the 1987 D Washington quarter, and revealing what makes some of them worth a small fortune. Images of the Washington quarter, obverse and reverse, Denver Mint logo, historical footage from 1987. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932, but the 1987 D minted in Denver doesn't usually stand out. Over 655 million of these coins were made that year, which means most are only worth 25 cents. But a few rare ones. They were struck with major mint errors or special qualities that make collectors go wild. And when collectors go wild, the value skyrockets. One of these coins recently sold for $1.4 million. So what makes that quarter so special? Look for these features. These are the golden tickets. Some quarters were struck on the wrong metal planchet, others were double struck or misaligned. Quarters with sharp details and full rims, especially on George Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, are rare. The $1.4 million quarter was professionally graded MS-68, which is nearly perfect. If your coin shines like a mirror and has no wear, you're on to something big. These factors can make an ordinary-looking coin extraordinary. Hands holding a magnifying glass and checking coins. Use a magnifying glass to examine the D mint mark and details on the coin dot, like off-center strikes or doubling IS. It's shiny and sharp like it's never been used. Compare with online images of high-grade coins or use a coin grading app. Cleaning a coin can actually lower its value dramatically. If your quarter looks promising, keep watching. I'll show you how to get it professionally evaluated. Logos of PCGS, NGC, and heritage auctions. Footage of a coin auction. So, you've got a potential winner? Here's what to do next. Submit it to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. This gives buyers confidence and increases the value. Such as heritage auctions, Stax Bowers, or great collections. They rarely give full value. Sometimes you'll get great advice from seasoned collectors. And in this case, it could be worth over $1 million. Close-up of other valuable coins, 1965 errors, silver quarters, elderly man smiling with a coin. Even if you don't have this exact quarter, there are many valuable coins out there hiding in old jars and piggy banks. 1965 quarters that are silver error coins from the 70s and 80s coins with odd colors or weights. Coins are more than just money. They're history, and sometimes they're treasure. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1990 D mint mark Washington $quarter coins, and how some rare examples are now valued at an astonishing $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. Introduction to the 1990 D Washington quarter. First, let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been a staple in U.S. coinage since 1932. The 1990 D quarter, minted in Denver, that's what the D stands for, is generally a common coin. But here's where it gets interesting. While most 1990 D quarters are worth just their face value or maybe a little more to collectors, there's a rare variant of this coin, a minting error, that's become extremely valuable. What makes the 1990 D quarter so valuable? Why is it worth millions? The magic lies in a unique mint mark error that only a handful of coins exhibit. This error, known as the double die mint mark or DMM, means that the D mint mark was struck twice or more, creating a shadowed, doubled effect. These coins are incredibly rare because they slipped through quality control and were released into circulation. Now, you might ask, how rare are these? The answer varies. Experts estimate only a few dozen coins with this specific double die mint mark exist today. And because collectors are eager to add such rare errors to their collections, the price has skyrocketed. In fact, some of these 1990 D era quarters have recently sold for up to $1.5 million at auction. That's right. A coin that you might have just tossed in your coin jar could be a literal gold mine. Okay, so what if you have an old 1990 D quarter lying around? How can you tell if it's one of these rare error coins? First, you'll need a magnifying glass or, better yet, a jeweler's loupe. Look closely at the D mint mark on the coin's obverse side. If you see a shadowed or doubled D, that's your first clue. Next, it's important not to clean or tamper with the coin. That can reduce its value dramatically. Finally, get the coin professionally appraised by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can certify if your coin has the error and grade its condition, which greatly affects its market value. Current market and selling tips. Now, let's talk about the current market. As of today, the 1990 D double die mint mark quarters are among the highest valued error coins in the world, with some fetching prices as high as $1.5 million at prestigious auctions. If you do own one, selling it is a big deal. Here are some tips. Use a trusted coin dealer or auction house with experience in rare coins. Get multiple appraisals to understand the true value. Avoid selling directly online without professional guidance, as scams are common. consider holding onto the coin if you believe prices may continue to rise. Why this matters to you? Well, many people have old coin collections inherited from family members or simply collected over the years without knowing their value. Your old coins might be worth far more than you think. Before you toss that jar of quarters or spend them at the store, take a moment to inspect them carefully. You could be sitting on a small fortune. Closing and call to action. So, if you found this video helpful and want to learn more about rare coins and how to spot hidden treasures, make sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to check your drawers, coin jars, and collections for those rare 1990 Washington quarters with that double die mint mark. Have you ever found a rare coin or sold one for a great price? Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins you might have hidden away, the 1986 mint mark Washington quarter dollar. Believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary quarter can be worth over $1.3 million on the market today. If you're sitting on old coins and wondering if they're worth more than face value, this video is for you. Let's get started. Historical images of the U.S. Mint, close-ups of the coin's obverse and reverse sides. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, but the 1986 mint mark quarter is special for a number of reasons. First, the mint mark indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is the oldest U.S. mint facility. What makes this particular quarter so valuable is a rare error that collectors are absolutely obsessed with. These errors are what can turn a simple 25-cent coin into a treasure worth millions. Animation or diagram showing the mint mark, highlighting the error. So, what exactly is the error on this 1986 quarter? It's a rare double die mint mark error, meaning the mint mark was stamped twice, but slightly offset. This type of error is incredibly uncommon, and collectors worldwide are hunting for these because only a tiny number were ever made. Think about it. The U.S. Mint produces millions of quarters every year, but only a handful of these error coins slipped through quality control. Auction footage, coins in protective holders, headlines about coin auctions. Now, here's the exciting part. These 1986 mint mark error quarters have sold for as much as $1.3 million in recent auctions. Why so much? Because rarity and condition drive value. Coins that are in pristine condition, what collectors call mint state, combined with this rare mint mark error are incredibly valuable. If you own one in excellent shape, you could be sitting on a fortune. Step-by-step close-ups on how to spot the mint mark and the doubling. Here's how to check. First, look closely on the front of the coin near Washington's neck, just above the date. You want to see if there's a small mint mark and whether it appears doubled or offset. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone's camera zoom to get a better look. Also, check the coin's condition. The less wear, the better. If it's dull or scratched, that can reduce its value significantly. Person carefully putting coin in protective case. Visiting a coin dealer. If you think you've found one of these rare quarters, don't just spend it or toss it in a jar. Your best bet is to get it professionally appraised by a reputable coin dealer or numismatic expert. They can certify the coin's authenticity and condition, which will help you get the best price if you decide to sell. Also, consider having it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This can significantly increase buyer confidence and the coin's value. Auction scenes, online coin marketplaces, phone calls. When it comes to selling, there are a few options. You can sell through auctions, either live or online, or directly to coin dealers. Auctions often get the highest prices, but can take longer. Dealers offer quick sales but may pay less. Whichever route you choose, make sure you have all documentation, grading certificates, and good photos ready. This transparency will help attract serious buyers and maximize your profit. So, if you've got old coins lying around, especially Washington quarters from 1986 with a mint mark, don't overlook them. They could be worth way more than you think. Maybe even $1 million find. We're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, specifically the 1998 mint mark Washington quarter dollar coins. Believe it or not, some of these quarters can be worth an astonishing $1.7 million. If you're between 30 and 70 years old and have old coins lying around, this video could change your life. So, Let's get right into it. Historical footage or images of U.S. Mint, 1998 quarters, close-ups on coins. First, a little background. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since 1932. The 1998 edition was produced by the Philadelphia Mint. That's what the P Mint mark stands for. Normally, these quarters are worth just 25 cents. But coins are not just currency, they're history, art, and sometimes hidden treasures. In 1998, millions of quarters were minted. But what sets some of these apart from the rest? Well, it comes down to rarity, errors, and special editions. The vast majority of 1998 P Washington quarters are common and worth face value. However, a very rare subset of these coins carries what collectors call an error mint mark or a die variety, meaning the coin was struck incorrectly, making it extremely rare. One famous example is the 1998 P quarter with a doubled die or a misplaced mint mark. These kinds of minting errors are incredibly sought after because they're mistakes the mint never intended to make, and they're rare enough to create huge demand among collectors. Dramatic visuals of a 1998 P quarter under a magnifier, auction footage, or images of auction houses. So, how do we get from 25 cents to a whopping $1.7 million? There's been an incredible story involving a very special 1998 P quarter with a unique minting error. Some call it the Holy Grail of quarters. This one-of-a-kind coin was discovered by a collector who recognized its rarity and authenticity in recent auctions. This coin has fetched offers as high as $1.7 million due to its extreme rarity, perfect condition, and the excitement it generated in the numismatic community. It's a reminder that sometimes treasures can be hiding right under our noses. Step-by-step visuals showing how to examine a quarter for mint marks, errors, or unusual features, with tools like magnifying glasses. Now, if you want to know whether your 1998 P quarter might be worth something big, here's what to look for. Look closely near the date for the letter P. If it looks doubled, misplaced, or unusual, that could be a red flag for rarity. Are there extra lines, doubled images, or odd scratches that seem part of the design, not damage? Coins in pristine condition, no scratches, wear, or discoloration, are always more valuable. If you think you have a special coin, take it to a professional coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. Always get your coin professionally graded. A certified coin will sell for far more than an ungraded one. Research reputable auction houses or dealers specializing in rare coins. Don't sell to the first buyer you find. Consider online platforms like Heritage Auctions, eBay, or dedicated coin marketplaces for wider reach. High-value coins can take time to find the right buyer willing to pay top dollar. Coins are more than just money. They're pieces of history, memories, and sometimes life-changing assets. If you've got old coins lying around, don't just toss them in a jar or let them collect dust. One of those coins might be the next $1 million find. It's worth taking a few minutes to check, research, and maybe even have your coins appraised. You never know. Your next treasure could be in your pocket or drawer right now. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more tips on coin collecting and selling, and share your stories in the comments below. Have you ever found a rare coin? I'd love to hear about it. Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. If you've got old coins lying around, today's video could change your life. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1995 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar, a coin that's making waves for being worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million in today's market. That's right, a quarter coin that could turn your pocket change into a fortune. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who's found a box of old coins in the attic, this video is packed with everything you need to know about this incredibly rare coin, its history, why it's so valuable, and how you can find out if you're sitting on a hidden treasure. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what makes the 1995 D quarter so special. This coin was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D Mint mark. It's part of the Washington quarter series, which has been in production since 1932. Most quarters from this series are pretty common and worth their face value or a little more if they're in pristine condition. But the 1995 D quarter is a completely different story. In 1995, the Denver Mint produced millions of quarters, But among those were a very small number of coins with an incredibly rare error. This error makes these quarters virtually priceless to collectors, and here's why. The key to the 1995 D quarter's value lies in its mint mark and a specific production mistake that happened during minting. Experts have identified a tiny, almost invisible variation in the coin's design. A mint mark that's misplaced or doubled, or sometimes a rare die crack or doubling on the lettering. These subtle mistakes make these coins extremely rare and highly sought after. Only a handful of these error coins exist. Estimates suggest fewer than 20 have ever been found. Well, collectors have paid up to $1.6 million for these ultra-rare 1995 D error quarters in recent auctions. That's right, a single quarter worth more than most cars, because rarity drives demand, and when there are only a few in existence, collectors will pay top dollar to own a piece of history. Now, before you rush to check your coin jar, here's how you can identify whether your 1995 D quarter is one of these valuable error coins. It's located just to the right of Washington's neck. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the mint mark closely. Any doubling, smudging, or unusual placement could be a clue. Sometimes errors show up as doubled letters or cracks on the coin's surface. The more pristine the coin, the higher its value, especially if it has been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. If you think you've found one, don't panic. Get it appraised by a professional numismatist immediately. I've seen collectors come in with ordinary coin jars and walk away with a six-figure check. The 1995 D quarter error is rare but very real. If you think you have one, professional grading can authenticate your coin and confirm its value. Remember, the market is competitive, and verified provenance can dramatically increase your selling price. So, what's the current market like? In the last few years, 1995 D error quarters have sold for anywhere between hundreds of thousands to over $1.6 million, depending on their condition and verification. If you're curious about selling, remember these tips. Always get your coin authenticated and graded by a reputable service. Research recent auction results to understand pricing trends. Connect with trusted dealers or auction houses specializing in rare coins. Avoid quick sales to unscrupulous buyers who might undervalue your coin. Here's the big takeaway. If you have a 1995 D Washington quarter, especially one that looks unusual or different from the standard coins, it's worth taking a closer look. That old coin in your collection or hidden in a drawer might just be your ticket to a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more treasure hunting tips and coin market updates. And if you have any questions or want me to help you identify your coins, drop a comment below. I love hearing your stories and helping you discover the value of your hidden treasures. We're diving deep into a rare gem in U.S. coin history, the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter dollar. Believe it or not, one of these coins could be worth as much as $1.8 million. Stick around because this could be the coin you didn't even know was hiding in your collection. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932. But 1966 is a very special year, and here's why. Normally, quarters have a mint mark indicating where they were made, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mark for Philadelphia. But the 1966 quarters are unique. This year, the Philadelphia Mint didn't put any mint mark on the quarters, which in itself isn't unusual. But there's a very rare variety known as the no mint mark Washington quarter that collectors are hunting for. So why is this coin so valuable? The 1966 no mint mark quarter dollar is an extremely rare error coin. While millions of quarters were minted that year, very few of these no mint mark coins surfaced with the perfect strike and no defects. This rarity combined with incredible collector demand is what drives the value sky high, all the way up to $1.8 million in pristine condition. Okay, let me show you how to spot this coin in your collection. First, look at the area just below the eagle on the back of the quarter. No mint mark means there's no D or S letter. 1966, clearly visible on the front. Third, the coin must be in exceptional condition. Even tiny scratches or wear can drastically reduce the value. And finally, verify it's genuine. Many replicas exist, so professional authentication is crucial. If you're someone aged 30 to 70 watching this, you may have inherited or been holding onto coins from the 60s and 70s without realizing their potential value. These coins, especially rare varieties like the 1966 no-mint mark quarter, could be a financial goldmine. In fact, many people have been surprised when they took these coins to a professional appraiser and discovered their true worth. Now, let's talk numbers. While the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter can be worth up to $1.8 million, that value depends on condition, certification, and demand. Here's what you should do if you think you have this coin. Don't sell it to just anyone. Avoid coin shops that might undervalue it. Get your coin professionally graded by trusted services like PCGS or NGC. Consult with reputable auction houses or numismatic experts. Be patient. Finding the right buyer could take time, but it's worth it. Let me share a quick story. A collector in Ohio discovered a 1966 no-mint mark quarter tucked away in a jar. After professional grading, it sold for nearly $1.5 million at auction. This isn't just a story. It's proof that old coins can change lives. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who found some old coins in a drawer, don't overlook your 1966 quarters. A coin's value isn't just about the metal or the face value. It's about rarity, condition, and history. And this particular quarter packs a punch in all those categories. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with friends and family who might have old coins lying around. And if you want me to help you identify other rare coins or share tips on selling, drop a comment below. I love hearing your stories. We're diving deep into a very special coin, the 1997 P-Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. Believe it or not, some of these quarters are valued at an astonishing $1.7 million in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. Million with an M. So, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot these coins, why they're so valuable, and what steps to take if you happen to own one. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Since then, it has been one of the most common coins in American currency. But not all quarters are created equal. Over the years, some quarters have become highly collectible, either due to rare errors, limited mintages, or unique features. The 1997 P-Mint Mark Washington quarter is one such coin that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. Normally, these quarters are common and worth just 25 cents, or maybe a little more if they're in uncirculated condition. But a handful of them have a unique story. So what's the deal with the 1997 P-Mint Mark quarter? Well, this quarter has a rare minting error that makes it extremely valuable. Usually, the P-Mint mark, which stands for Philadelphia Mint, is located on the front side of the coin near the date. However, some 1997 quarters were accidentally struck with a double die error or had a missing P-Mint mark, making them incredibly rare. Experts estimate that only a handful of these error coins exist, making them a collector's holy grail. These unique features push the value of some coins into the millions. In fact, the current market value for a flawless 1997 P-Mint Mark Washington quarter with this rare error has reached approximately $1.7 million. Yes, a single quarter could be worth more than most cars, or even a house in some parts of the country. Now, if you're watching this and wondering if you might have one of these rare quarters lying around, here's what you need to look for. First, examine the mint mark carefully. Is the P missing, doubled, or strangely placed? Next, look closely at the date. Is there any doubling or smudging? Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot any anomalies. The better the condition, the more valuable it is. Collectors call this the coin's grade. Lastly, if you're unsure, take clear photos and consult a professional coin appraiser or send your coin to grading companies like PCGS or NGC. If you believe you have one of these rare 1997 P Washington quarters, here's what to do next. Don't spend it or let it get damaged. Keep it safe in a protective holder. Reach out to reputable coin dealers or auction houses for a professional appraisal. Consider having your coin officially graded and certified. This can significantly increase its market value. And if the appraisal confirms its rarity and condition, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Remember, the coin market can fluctuate, so keep an eye on auction results and market trends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to your channel name for more videos about rare coins and collectibles. Have you ever found an old coin that surprised you with its value? Drop your story in the comments below. I love hearing about your treasure hunts. And if you want me to cover any other rare coins or collectibles, just let me know.